What's up, y'all? I realize it's late in the day, but I figured I'd do pseudo daily grind. You guys know the messages will be the messages. Spirit will speak what needs to be said right now. So thank you guys for joining me. Thank you for grace. It's been a little bit of a rough day, if I can just be completely honest, and I know I can with you guys. What's crazy is I'm sitting out here and because I have to be mindful of like my location, I can't put it on camera, but there's literally, I've counted 8 dragonflies, okay, literally just flying around, and I don't see them. I've been walking and everything. I haven't seen them anywhere else, but I see them like just, I came to this space right here. When I sat down, they all started swarming right in front of me. I've also been seeing an abundance of white butterflies. So I don't know if that resonates for any of you, but anyway, shall we check in? I'm just going to shuffle 3 times and then we'll go ahead and pull a card. Okay. Rabbit, panther, and spider fell. Interestingly enough, those were yesterday's cards. This deck has been shuffled, but I think that's interesting that those are the ones that fell. And that literally just slid out so easily. There could certainly be, some of you may want to go back to yesterday's message, because there could be some aspect of yesterday's message that has a tie-in or is playing a role in today, okay? Rabbit is at the bottom of the deck where I stopped. That's usually having to do with like too concerned with like, how are things going to get done? I got to get this and this and this and this. It's kind of a slow down and create energy, okay? That's what rabbit really is. It beckons you to create, but not from a space of like fear, manifesting the things that you don't want, but to do it from a space of almost like allowing those creative juices to flow. It can sometimes be a like transmutation energy, because it can speak to like fear, worry, or concern about getting things done or about how things will get done. And rabbit energy can indicate, transmute that concern or that fear or that worry or that stress into something positive or constructive, okay? It's almost like a reminder you're wielding your world. So if you want your world to be filled with worry, if you want your world to be filled with stress, if you want it full of concerns, then it's like continue in that regard. But otherwise, it's saying, you know, look at what you're putting in the pot. Look at what you're cultivating, okay? And look at that, a hawk, okay? A message of divinity, okay? I'm not sure. A message of divinity, though, you guys already know, is like spirit speaking, something that you know is God. Something makes me feel like this could be you and you're hearing today, doing something that, I can't lie, this feels like your divinity is shining through, and this is something that you're either saying or doing, and it's speaking to someone else, letting them know perhaps that you're of a divine nature. Here's a peacock, okay? You already know the dual connotations here, but you know, ultimately my desire is to communicate the messages so that we bring things into proper balance, okay? Hawk can be kind of like, the downside of hawk would be like being on guard, you know, hanging on every word. It could be like, you know, listening to everything and like taking that as like, you know, it can be like, well, yeah, I just heard Joker, why so serious? So it can be like being too serious about things. It could also be like, you know, taking life too seriously. But I feel like this peacock energy, obviously, there's a line, if you will, between cocky and between just like being unique. And something makes me feel like message of divinity is in some way striking a balance, right? As to whether someone, you, them, is cocky, or whether there's like this unique nature, right? It's almost like it's giving like birds of a different feather type of energy with the peacock. So you might just be a bird of a different feather, cut from a different cloth is what it gives, but that could certainly be the message of divinity, where other people, again, when they see you, when they spot you, this is known, this is realized. They see the feathers, they see the difference, if you will. I just heard they might be flocking. Kind of like these dragons. I'm serious. I literally see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Y'all know they fly like in zigzags. It's kind of wild, but I definitely see a bunch of them. Shark is here. Frog. That's that cleansing energy, okay? Something makes me feel like this could be soothing, and there's something about soothe that I feel towards the end of the day, perhaps. Something maybe soothing, okay? Yeah, I see a letter in love. A love letter. I can't lie. This is kind of giving a little bit of petition energy. So some of you, there could be some significance with a petition, a request, a prayer. It makes me feel like in some way, for some of you, this could have to do with like your sun sign, but you could be doing something related to your sun sign that is like, I say that like, if you're a fire sign, you could be doing like something with fire that it is reflective of like your soul. If you're an air sign, you could be, like I said, it's kind of giving like writing a love letter. It feels like having a conversation, if you will, in a way that is like specific to you. I do feel an energy of like love languages, okay? So there could be some significance around like expressing your love languages. Someone could be like maybe in some way with the hawk speaking your love language, but I feel like the hawk is you like taking pride in what could certainly be like speaking someone else's love language, right? And they may be unique, but you can in some way like, it's like I see the God in that, or I see the God in you, and this makes me feel like I don't get a predatory energy from the shark. I get an energy that's like, I'm on it, okay? With the shark, it's like paying attention. It's almost this energy of like catching things. This could be like before they happen, or seeing something before it actually arrives, okay? It's this energy of like, again, with the hawk, it's kind of like just knowing. This is like, I already know. Because the peacock is really giving like spiritual eyes, if you're real, like eyes everywhere. I see it all, or I've seen it all, or I don't know why it's giving like eyes on the situation. And this can be like spiritual eyes, right? Spiritual knowing. I have spiritual insight, and taking pride in your spiritual eyesight, because with the hawk, like there's things that nobody has to tell you, or nobody has to show you, or that you don't have to see, that you already know. And it kind of feels like it could be like spirit putting someone on your heart, on your mind, right? Like, you know, a thought entering, and it's like, you know, I know I'm thinking this for a reason, okay? Death card. Old woman. Young woman. That's interesting. We have two dynamics there. Old woman, young woman. Death. So there's a transformation. For some of you, this could be you. You could be going, you know, it's kind of getting like reverse aging. With the peacock could certainly be the case. Taking off years, taking off time. I don't know why I'm getting something about reverse aging. I'm also getting like this energy of like spa treatments. I'm not sure exactly what this is, but it's kind of giving like This is kind of like being able to play. I'm not getting play. Okay, let's continue, because I'm picking up like this energy that comes in that's almost like, I hope this is like, I hope you hear me, or that I hope you see me, or I hope, this can even be like, I hope I'm hearing correctly, right? God, I hope I hear you right. That's kind of what this feels like, because it's usually, that makes me feel like there's something, this could be like in your reality that could be defying what you hear, which usually means like what you see, it doesn't align with what you hear. And although I'm, I'm proud of what I hear, or I don't, it feels as though there's something that has not taken place yet, okay? And so there's some sort of hopefulness that I feel, because whatever this is has not taken place yet, okay? Something feels like that's like the difference between the old woman and the young woman. It's almost like the young woman is like passive, submissive, which is what I feel like you're maybe being. You're allowing whatever, it's almost like, yes, I may be hopeful, but because I know the voice of spirit, but I'm also, because I haven't seen anything, it's almost like that old woman energy kicks in. This kind of like a bit more, a bit less, this could be tolerant, but it feels like a bit less submissive, okay? And a little bit more, what feels like, what could even be reclusive or withdrawn, holding energy or holding space. It feels very conservative, okay? But it's hopeful, okay? I can't lie, I kind of get this energy too. It's like, I hope I'm not getting taken advantage of, okay? Or getting preyed on, whether you or someone else. Okay? I see misfortune with the frog. This tells me that something's going to happen this evening that is going to clear the energy. It's interesting that we have misfortune and there's a fire, and we have the frog, which has water, right? Water puts out a fire, but this feels like whatever, this is clearing some sort of perspective is what it feels like. So that's what I feel the misfortune is. Something is crashing down, and it's a way of seeing, thinking, or feeling. And this is you, or this is someone else, okay? There could be some tears involved. I'm not getting like your traditional sense of misfortune. I'm kind of getting like, sometimes those are the defeating thoughts that we have. And if we are given to them, the misfortune can realize, I just heard there is no defeat. So with the hawk, that could be the message of divinity is, something is taking place that this feels like, we've been talking about quantum physics, right? This feels like the old reality of being misfortunate collapsing. And the frog is kind of like, whatever's taking place with the hawk, it was God, because it's clearing out whatever that old timeline or old energy was. It's speaking directly to that. Okay? I feel like I need to leave it there. This is kind of like the energy of something that was torn down being rebuilt, but almost like expecting to be torn down or wrecked again. Almost expecting things to go south again. But then, I can't lie, it's kind of giving like tears of joy that put out the fire. That's what it feels like. Here's a letter. So like I said, letter, young woman, peacock. This does say reunion, so I feel like you're getting a message. Again, you're sending a message. There's something of that nature. Or you're accepting or receiving some sort of mail. Here's a doctor. Yeah, this is like, again, some sort of something that you're doing. It's like, I hope this fixes it, but I don't see that yet, okay? I hope this is better. I hope this is fixed. Hope this is healed, or this could be like you're feeling better, or I'm feeling better. Widower, misfortune. Yeah, the widower feels like laying it to rest, right? I don't know why it feels like the misfortune already took place, but there's a need to clear the energy. It's almost like expecting things to get gradually worse. And the widower is like, I can't lie, it's almost this energy of like your spouse can't die again, right? They already died once. So it's almost like lay that to rest. Yeah, I see the reunion card. I see the surprise card. Death. There could be an actual death. I can't lie. This feels like somebody is, I don't know if they're getting back with you. It feels like someone could be getting in contact with you, but it feels like there's some sort of perspective of sorts that's being collapsed. That's what it feels like. And it's whatever this is, it's being laid to rest once and for all. Okay? So that it's almost like if this is something that has been eating at you, has been worrying you, has had you sad, this is going to clear that sadness away. Bringing it to peace. It feels like so that you can get your joy back, or this is going to, what feels like, help you or facilitate the process. That's what I have for you. I hope these messages have benefited you. I love you. And we'll talk again soon. Bye for now.